Sūrat al Aṣr is the 103rd surah of the Quran, the Muslim holy book. It contains 3 ayat. Sūrat al Aṣr is the second shortest surah after al-Kawthar. Timing and contextual background of revelation. This surah is a Meccan surah, meaning it was revealed in Mecca, instead of Medina. According to some, it follows Surah 94 in the chronological order of the Quran. Theme and subject matter. This surah teaches that all human beings are in loss, except those who have iman, righteous deeds, and remind others of the haqq and remind others of sabr. The text of the surah can be translated as the following: 1. By time. 2. Indeed man is in loss. 3. Except those who have faith and righteous deeds, and enjoin one another to the truth, and enjoin one another to patience. Importance. This surah is considered the summary of whole Quran by almost all notable classical and modern Islamic scholars, including Imam Shafi, Ibn Kathir, Isra Ahmed, and Farhat Hashmi. Ibn Kathir, a traditional exegetic, holds that this surah as a warning to believers not to waste time a day we could be humiliated or even ruined. Imam Shafi, a jurist and traditional scholar of Islam, held that if God had only revealed this surah, it would have been sufficient for the guidance of all humankind. It summarized the very essence of the Quranic message. Thus, Imam Shafi asserts that if one followed its counsel, it was enough for humankind to achieve success in life. Sayyid Qutb, a modern exeget of the Quran, asserts that this surah outlines a complete system for human life based on an Islamic viewpoint. He says that it defines, in the clearest and most concise form, the basic concept of faith in the context of its comprehensive reality. He further says that he is gravely shocked to see the loss and ruin in which humanity finds itself. He is critical of Muslims and non-Muslims, and particularly witnessing that humankind is turning away from the goodness that God has bestowed upon it. He is confident that the guidance of this surah is what made the early Muslim great, as it can differ for those that follow it in the long history of humanity. He says that once the early Arabs were aroused by such surahs, they quickly burst the bounds of Arabia and zealously worked toward the salvation of humanity. Al-Tabrani. Interestingly, when humankind finds itself too lost, it can revive itself by returning to the formula provided by the 3rd verse and the 4 principles, conditions, which are adhered to as a foundation. We saw how these 4 principles operated on both physical and spiritual levels. This is probably the reason why the companions of the Prophet did not want to become heedless of the foundational message of Islam. Consequently, they used to meet one another and only depart until one of them recited Sūrat al Aṣr to the other, and they bid peace upon one another. All these exegetes offer a terse reminder of the importance of time and care in its utilization. Commentary. Abul Ala Mawjudi. This surah is a matchless specimen of comprehensiveness and brevity. A whole world of meaning has been compressed into its few brief words, which is too vast in content to be fully expressed even in a book. In it, in a clear and plain way, it has been stated what is the way to true success for man and what is the way to ruin and destruction for him. Imam Shafi has very rightly said that if the people only considered this surah well, it alone would suffice them for the guidance. Al-Tabrani. How important this surah was in the sight of the companions can be judged from the tradition cited from Hadrat Abdullah bin Hisn ad-Darimi Abu Medina, according to which whenever any 2 of them met they would not part company until they had recited Surah al Aṣr to each other. Mufti Muhammad Shafi. The struggle of the human being is like the one who is trying to sell ice. It is melting away and he needs to sell it quickly and make as much sales before the end of the day comes. Otherwise, all his valuables and efforts will go to waste. Tafsir al-Mazari, the tanween at the end of Kushrin makes it an incredible loss. Al-Insan, there is no exception, the entire category. A universal statement. The statement that directly targets you. Al-Zamakhshari, people are in tremendous loss because of that which they buy and sell in life, except for the Salihin. O Allah, make us of the Salihin, Ameen. Because the Salihin buy for the next life instead of for the pleasures of this life, and then they were profitable and happy on Judgment Day, and whoever was an enemy to the buying, then he was in loss and despair. Muhammad Ash-Shawkani, every human is in a state of buying and selling than others. He exhausts his ages in purchasing Allah's pleasure, rushing in gathering Allah's reward. Also refer to Tafsir Sūrat al-Kawthar. Al-Akfash al-Akbar said, Khusr means halaka, more general death. So the disbeliever is setting himself up for a violent death by being in this loss. Ibn Taymiyyah, humanity is kept from accepting the truth of Islam by two obstacles, one shubuhat and two shahawat. Either one of these lead people astray. It is an intellectual problem. It is a psychological problem. Shah Wali Ullah in at-Tadkir by Ayramillah, remembrance of the days of Allah, by Allah saying, Wa al-Asr, we will remember the special days of Allah, the days when Allah created the human being, the day He revealed the Qur'an to Prophet Muhammad, the day Allah drowned the disbelievers of Prophet Nuh, the day Allah destroyed Pharaoh and saved Moses, the day of Badr, the day when Allah spoke to Musa, the day of judgment, the day the believers will see Allah. By saying Al-Asr, we will remember these days so we will not want to be in loss. Ibn Kathir, Alladhina amanu wa amilu as-salihat, and they enjoin each other to the truth by doing and enjoining on others to do acts of obedience and to abandon all that is forbidden, and they enjoin each other to perseverance against all calamities, and they held to and advised to Iman with perseverance whenever they were tortured for enjoining the truth. Muhammad Ash-Shankiti, Tawasu bil-Haq, telling each other about the truth after doing good deeds. The Amil as-Salihat was good deeds, general, and enjoining the truth was khas. Al-Zamakhshari, Watawazu bis sabr over whatever Allah tests his slave with, perseverance in obedience to Allah and in times of temptation. Allah put sabr at the end and haqq first, and enjoining the haqq as more important and more noble. Muhammad Ash-Shankiti, as-Sabirin, whenever a situation of patience is required, this person is patient through all circumstances.